tried to figure out exactly what plays, what happened, and John and Gov seem to believe that it all started on their first possession.
The 4th and 1.
The 4th and 1. My biggest problem with the 4th and 1 was I wouldn't have gone for it, but I didn't hate it as much as the 4th and 9 going for it. But the fact that the play that they called, and it's like, gosh, Jared Goff's not a small person. He's not a little person. Why can't he ever do a quarterback sneak?
Right.
I mean, that's the call in that situation. But, John, would you explain why you thought that was a tone setter?
Well, it was a tone setter because you're 4th and 1, and you are facing a rookie quarterback, a third-string rookie quarterback in his first start. Yes, it's at home, and they're trying to make him as comfortable as possible, but I would much rather him go, I don't know, let's just say they kick it down, and because Jack Fox, as we heard from Bill Belichick, is the Lions' number one weapon, he's a very scary punter. Say you get him down to the 15-yard line, maybe even the 10. Jack Fox has that ability. And then you've got to, as a rookie, look 90 yards down the field. That is a long view coming in as a rookie. It doesn't matter what position, but especially if you're a quarterback. Instead of trotting out onto the field, starting your first possession ever in your life at the 45.
Yeah.
And it to me, it just set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And it's not a tone you want to set.
Yeah.
Did you think you're sitting there with the mindset, if we can't get a freaking half a yard, because he was even less than a yard, then we have a problem?
No,
yeah,
but,
if it's for the game.
Yeah, or if you're going against an explosive offense and you need to steal a possession.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I
Okay.
totally get it. But, no, I'm 100% with you, John. I thought this is going to be a game where field position is going to matter. Make Bailey Zappi beat you by going 80, 90 yards, you know. The fact that you gave them so many short fields and, you know, I know the defense was okay early. You know, they kept holding them to field goal after field goal. I didn't understand it. I mean, like I said, if you're playing the Bills, you know, you're playing the Packers, like you know what I mean? You're playing a high-powered offense where you feel like you need to steal a couple possessions, then yeah, I think you go for it. But yesterday was not one of those moments. It felt like it was going to be kind of one of those low-scoring games, and it was going to be just field position, and you know, sometimes you got to play that game, and that's fine. Punting's not the worst thing.
No.
But yeah, I just thought that set the bad tone, and offensively, it was just a bad day. It was a bad day across the board, and I haven't watched the replay of it yet. I mean, I was just so exhausted last night just getting home. I didn't have time to watch it, but it seemed like the offensive line had a rough, bad day for their standard and their expectation. No, I still need to watch the film because sometimes you see pressure and you see the quarterback getting hit. That's not always on the offensive line. But it seemed like Jared Goff took a lot more hits than what we've seen.
Yeah.
And it seemed like this team, it felt like they were flat. It felt like they were flat, like they were dead, like no energy, no juice on the side. You know what I mean? And I think that's concerning because that's 2 weeks in a row. Last week was the defense, just absolutely no juice, and yesterday was the offense. That's a concern for me. I mean, I know you don't like to look too far forward as a coach or as a player, but you got the bye week coming up. Like, you got to, you know what I mean? Like, that's something, like, sell out, man. Like, go. You want to do everything as possible as a player to head into that bye week on a positive note. And I'm just telling you, man, like, it's been 2 weeks in a row now. I've been looking at that sideline, and I've been waiting when things start going bad, you know, when they start hitting adversity, who's going to be the guy that steps up, that gets the guys going? You know what I mean? Huddle them up, rip somebody's ass, you know, whatever it is, you know,
a player
get after
or a
each
coach
other.
or anybody.
Anybody. And I haven't seen it for 2 weeks now. It's like they just come down and, like, sit on the bench and stare at the ground, and it's like they expect what's going on. Like, they expected it to happen.
Well, that's
just like, for me, that's a concern.
That's being lionized.
And
now,
the coach said that. I mean, Campbell said it yesterday too. He's like, I didn't have him ready to go. That's 100% on me. Like, that's it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's in my opinion, that is a major concern right now about this team because they normally lose at least close. They compete to the end.
Right.
Yesterday there was no compete. There was no competitiveness. There was no rebound, come back from adversity, boom, counter punch, whatever you want to call it. There was none of that.
Well,
it just looked like they laid down and just limped into the bye week and just wanted to get the hell out of there. That's what it looked like.
The three biggest plays in the game, arguably, aside from the first 4th and 1, but the interception where Goff got baited by a rookie. It was a great play by Jones, number one. And he shouldn't have thrown that ball.
It was a good play by Tavide, shoving Hawkinson out of bounds too. I don't know when you're allowed to start doing that, but
a good play. It was a good play by the rookie. The 3rd and 2, where I think Hawkinson messed up, I believe, on the block, and Reynolds got low.
That was a right guard.
That was
That's
when
Stenberg got
Stenberg
benched.
Okay,
apparently. He's supposed to, when the right tackle down blocks, somebody's supposed to kick out. Somebody didn't kick out. Somebody got benched and didn't play the rest of that game.
Yeah. Well, at least there's accountability. Okay, so that's play number 2, and then the play right after that. Look, like I said, 4th and 1, whatever you could argue, you go for it, whatever. 4th and 9, you just sign a kicker. If you don't have faith that this guy who has made a 59-yard field goal in his career, if you don't have faith that a kicker can make a 50-yard field goal in the National Football League, then why the hell do you sign him? And you go for it on 4th and 9
in a 6-0
against Bill
game.
Belichick when it's 6-0. And by the way, the play that they ran, it looked like when I've watched it like 8,000 times, they weren't even to the sticks.
Oh God, yeah, that's another complaint. How many times did we see that yesterday?
Yeah.
3rd and 4, 2-yard pass. There was a 4th and 3. He threw the St. Brown a 1-yard pass.
I know.
Just punt. My God, what are we doing? It doesn't suck having the same conversation every Monday about just bad calls. Why did you go for it here? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do this? What are you thinking?
I've been doing it for 30 years.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel like a broken record at this point. Like there's just no excuse, I think, look, the players obviously didn't play great. The coaches
didn't coach great.
Are they costing this team wins and games? I don't know if I'd go that far, but it feels like they're doing more damage than they are help. You know what I mean? And that's, it's just frustrating, man. It's just, yesterday was just a bad day. I mean, coaches got completely outcoached. You didn't really see many adjustments on either side of the ball. And from the head coach's perspective, guys weren't ready to go, and you combine that with another couple silly calls. I mean, 0 for 6 on 4th down.
Right. The last few I understood.
The last couple.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I got to the point.
You know
what, though? I got to the point where I was saying, not to break the shutout, just to give this guy Badgley, some reps. Kick a field goal. Who cares?
How do you know if he's you just cut Seibert?
Right.
He's the only kicker you got on the roster. How do you know if he's worth
exactly
crap if you don't give him a shot?
Right.